Hello, and thanks for joining us on Envision today. I'm Deanne Conrad, Community Relations Supervisor, and Dr. Brian Maher, our Superintendent, has been busily making plans following the bond election. Some of the most recent news is that we now have a location for the new middle school. We've already determined the site for the high school. We've recently determined the site for the new middle school.
Right. There is a lot going on, and it may not seem like it yet, and it may not seem like it until ground is broken and you see buildings coming out of the ground. But we've got the land now for both the middle school and the high school. We've got a design team moving forward feverishly for the high school. They're meeting weekly. We've got the middle school plans are just beginning to roll along, and there's just a lot of stuff happening.
Sure. And a high school, as we know, size-wise, that's a larger project than a middle school. And also, it's been many years since we built a high school. We do have some design plans that we're going to rely on in terms of middle school because we haven't built one of those very recently.
The high school, you're exactly right. The high school is, I'll say it's being done from scratch, but honestly, I don't think anything's done from scratch. You're always looking at
good ideas coming from
whether
everywhere.
The architects bring it forward or we bring it forward.
Right.
There are ideas that you build on. The high school is more from scratch than the middle school is, but I also don't want people to think that the middle school is going to be a cookie cutter.
Sure, right.
There's going to be a lot of design development that goes into what we already have, and what we have as a base is the McGovern Middle School concept. So we'll begin with that base. We'll employ user groups. We'll work the magic that comes from Jeff Kreider and his folks, and we'll have a really quality design for the middle school as well as the high school.
Well, those schools both need names, and that's one of the things we've been asking our community to reach out and provide us with suggestions, and they've been doing that at a pretty good clip.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. So if you go back a year or two, when we started talking about the need for more space and maybe a new high school and maybe a new middle school, the two questions that always came up about the high school were, where will you build it and what will you name it?
Sure.
Well, question one's been answered.
Right.
Question two will be answered shortly. As you well know, there's a process that we follow. There's a policy that we follow. But the first thing that we really do is solicit names from the community. And we're in the middle of doing that right now, or toward the end of doing that right now. There's still time for folks to submit online.
Yeah, absolutely. On the district webpage, on the main page of the website, there's a section called Name a School. You can go in and do a very quick little survey and offer your name suggestions and tell us your rationale for that. And that's all collected and gathered together, and we've had about 2,000 names submitted or votes submitted, not 2,000 names, but many people, end up with the same suggestions. But and then the committee will get together and sort of hash things out.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm sure there'll be a little criticism as why did you pick this and why didn't you pick that?
Right.
But in the end, we have a policy that we'll follow, and I think towards the end of January we'll have those names submitted to the Board of Education for their consideration. Okay,
and of course they will follow those policies of, certain criteria that go into naming a school, and so you can find that policy also and submit your name suggestions online. If online isn't your thing and you want to call in, the district office is willing to take any phoned-in suggestions or mailed-in suggestions. Absolutely, yeah. We've had some people that have walked in and said, I think it should be this, and here's why, and we take note of that, and those carry equal weight in terms of those suggestions. So again, another opportunity for community engagement in this process as we move forward and continue to build on the successes of the Sioux Falls School District. Thanks for joining us today on Envision.